Okay, so मैं Google Drive ની link તમને share કરી હતી, right? In that link, all the slides are available. And guys, if you don't have to say anything, please mute your mic. Unmute na rakhta, right? Because it is causing a lot of problems. Right? Okay, thank you. Now, in the last lecture, we were discussing some basics about procedure-oriented programming. Basically, see, everything is done with functions. In procedure-oriented, everything will be done with functions. We started with the basics of computer programming. Input will be there, process will be there, and output will be there. Computers will only understand the binary language. So to convert a higher level language to binary language, you need a compiler. So some basics of C language was also there. C is a compiled language. C is a procedure oriented programming language, and C follows the top down approach. Now, what is top down and the opposite of top down? That is bottom up. We will be talking about that when we come to the chapter of object oriented programming. Anyway, see. Basically, see, in this programming paradigm, a problem is divided into smaller problems, right? We had a discussion about that. If you are creating a program, if you are solving a definition of linked list, for example, so you will be dividing that linked list into multiple parts. For example, creating a node at the beginning, creating a node at the end, creating a node at a specific place, deleting a node from somewhere, right? Displaying the linked list and everything. So basically, a linked list program is there. You are dividing that program into smaller functions. So that is known as the procedure oriented programming. Gunja, please mute your mic.
Yes, sir.
See, so in the procedure oriented paradigm, the problem is viewed as a sequence of things to be done. The primary focus stays on the functions or known as algorithms. Now see, these functions may share data using global variables which are accessible anywhere within the program. Now the data moves freely from function to function. See, this is one of the biggest problems of procedure oriented programming, because the global data, if you remember, we discussed that there are two scopes of variables: local variables and global variables, right? So local variables are created within the boundaries of curly braces, but global variables are created without any kind of boundaries. So basically it is unsecure data. It can be accessed by anything, right? That is the main problem of procedure oriented programming. So see, basically something like this will happen. You create a program. In that program, you are creating a main function, right? So this is the main function. This main program, it is the main function. Main function may call function 1, function 2, and function 3. Now function 1 may call function 4. Function 2 can also call function 4. Function 3 can call function 5. So basically a function will create and call, sorry, a function will call another functions, right? Basically it is known as nesting of functions. Main function is calling function 1, function 1 is calling function 4, and function 4 is calling function 6, right? So something like this is there in a procedure oriented programming. A function will call other functions. That is the basics of procedure oriented programming. Now global variables, if you are creating, these variables are shared between all the other functions. So function 1 can also access this global data. Function 2 can also access this global data. Function 3 can also access this global data. So your data is there. It is a global variable which is accessible by multiple functions, right? Now it is actually a problem, because when the function 1 is using this global data, function 2 may change that data, right? So whatever the expected output should come, it may not be there, because the global data is accessible to each and every function in the program, right? It is a big problem with the procedure oriented paradigm. Now see, so to cover up that problem, a new paradigm was introduced that is known as the object oriented programming, right? Object oriented paradigm. Now see, in this programming paradigm, a problem is divided into entities called objects. So instead of functions, we will be dividing our programs in objects. Now object oriented fixes one of the biggest flaws of procedure oriented, that is object oriented will emphasize on the data rather than the function. See, in procedure oriented, everything is dependent on functions, right? You are doing whatever dividing you are doing, right? problem dividing, it is all done using functions. But in object oriented, the focus will be data security especially, right? That will be the focus of everything. Now, it treats the data as a crucial element and does not allow it to move freely around the system. So basically, data security will be there. As I said before, in object oriented, data security will be there. It ties the data closely to the functions that operates on this data, and it will prevent accidental access and modifications. So basically, you are just, as again I said before, right? OOP will introduce some data security. How that will be done, right? We will be seeing that. See, an object is like a black box. It contains data. Data is also known as variables and its related functions. So an object, think about this. See this formula at the bottom, right? Data means what? Data means what? Variables. And methods means what? Functions. So in an object, you will be creating these things. In an object, variables will be there and their related functions will be there. See, variables are referred to as fields and functions are referred to as methods. So in object oriented, variables are also known as fields and functions are also known as methods. So basically we will be creating objects. In that objects we will be creating, in those objects we will be creating variables and functions. Now these variables and functions will be related closely, right? They will be related closely together. So that is what we will be doing in object oriented programming, right? So it will work something like this. Basically an object is a wrapper, a chocolate wrapper kind of, right? You can think of it like that. An object is a wrapper which will be wrapped around variables and functions. So related variables and functions, they are close together in a single unit. It is known as an object, right? How all of this will be done programmatically, right? We will be seeing all of that. Don't worry about it, right? Now see, so basically this is the first chapter. Some things were there. We saw the introduction of programming, right? Input, process and output, right? These things were there. Input, process and output. Basically first binary language was introduced, then assembly language was introduced, and then higher level languages were introduced. C, C++, Fortran and many more. Then procedure oriented programming, in that we saw that everything is dependent on functions. In object oriented programming, everything will be dependent on objects, right? So see, there is a separate unit on this thing. On object oriented programming, a complete separate unit is there. So at that time we will be discussing how all of these things will be done. Now see, some basic discussions about objects, right? We know what is a function. Can anyone tell me? Can anyone unmute their mic and tell me what is a function? What can be the definition of a function?
Collection of codes.
Right, collection of code, right? Anyone else?
Lines of code to perform a specific task.
Right, it is basically some code which will perform some specific task. Any other definition?
એક એવો કોડ કે જેનાથી લખવાથી આપણે એનું ઓછું લાઈન ઓફ કોડ ઘટાડી શકીએ.
Yes, exactly, right? See, so basically it is a bunch of code. It is a block of code which can be called multiple number of times and it may achieve a specific task. That is the basics of a function, right? Now object is something different. Object is what? There is a definition of an object. Object ni definition આવી છે કંઈક. A basic runtime entity. This is the definition of an object, right? Now this does not make anything clear. Object શું છે આના ઉપરથી ખબર નહીં પડે. So આપણે એવી રીતે યાદ રાખશું, right? See, this is the definition. આ definition તો આપણે યાદ રાખવાની છે. Other than that, આપણે બીજું જોયું. Object equals to data plus methods, or data is known as variables and methods are known as functions. So in an object, variables will be there and their related functions will be there, right? Variables will be there and related functions will be there. That is an object. Now, basically see, object has three characteristics. an object will have three characteristics. Now before discussing that, come to real life. Right now you're sitting either in front of your phone or in front of your computer, right? Your computer, it is an object. Now can anyone tell me, how do you identify a computer? Tell me, can anyone tell me this? How do you identify that that is your computer or your mobile phone? Anyone?
Size.
Size. Okay. Anything else?
On the basis
keypad
of
and
the
all.
functions.
No. See, don't go too much. Don't think about this too much. How do you identify an object? For example, ceiling fan is there, or air conditioner is there, or a speaker is there, or a mobile phone is there. Take any object, for example. In your surroundings, you may find some objects. How do you identify an object?
Functionality.
Shape.
No. Shape, right? That can be one of the things then, right? Shape is one of the things then.
Outlook.
Yes, you can say that, right? So basically, see, an object will have some kind of characteristics, some kind of properties, you can say, right? Based on that, you can identify that this is an object. Now, to identify a mobile phone, what things you will look for? You will look for a screen, then you will look for some buttons on the side, right? Then you can look for a camera also, right? In computers, what you will look for? In a laptop specifically, right? You will look for a lead, right? Basically a lid will be there, a screen will be there, keyboard will be there, touchpad will be there, right? So basically these are the characteristics of an object. Now ceiling fan, right? And main characteristics શું છે? Enak wings, if you
Wings.
understand this, right? So that is the thing. Basically, see, these are the characteristics of an object. Now in programming, it is a little bit different. There are three characteristics of an object. There are three characteristics. The first one, it is known as the identity of the object. Second one is known as the properties of the object, and third one is known as the functionalities of the object. Now identity of the object. Identity means identity is the name of the object itself. See, for example, you are trying to identify a computer, right? So basically the name of the object is known as the identity of the object. For example, it is a fan, or it is a computer, or a desktop, or a laptop, or a mobile phone. So basically this is the identity of the object, or name of the object, right? Identity is also known as the name of the object. Now properties. Can anyone guess? What do you mean by properties? Right, we are trying to identify a mobile phone. So what properties a mobile phone can have? Think about this.
Size.
Size in what
It
terms?
should have a camera.
Right. No, think more on the ground. See, try to understand more on the ground. A mobile phone. See.
Property likes.
Yes.
સર એક કયો તમે તો અમે એ રીતે કહી શકીએ.
સી પ્રોપર્ટીઝ, સી આપણે પ્રોગ્રામિંગની રીતે જોવા જઈએ ને તો પ્રોપર્ટીઝ છે ને એ ઇન્ફોર્મેશન હોય, ટેક્સ્ટ ઇન્ફોર્મેશન ઓર ન્યુમેરિકલ ઇન્ફોર્મેશન અબાઉટ ધી ઓબ્જેક્ટ. આ આઈડેન્ટિટી સમજાણું? Basically that is the name of the object. Properties are text or numerical information which will help you identify the object, which are the properties of the object, right? Now think about this. Mobile છે એની કંપની હોય કે નહીં? કંપની નેમ. કંપની નેમ છે એની ટાઈપ શું થાય? ડેટા, ટેક્સ્ટ ડેટા થયો ને. કંપની નેમ ઇઝ અ ટેક્સ્ટ ડેટા. સો મોબાઈલ ફોન છે ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ, કંપની કઈ છે એની? ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ સેમસંગ, રાઈટ? પછી બીજી કઈ ઇન્ફોર્મેશન હોઈ શકે? મોડેલ નંબર, ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ વોટ એવર એબીસી, રાઈટ? યસ. RAM size for example 4 GB. Yes, see. IMEI હોય,
Camera
see?
pixel.
Price હોય, camera configuration, right? Pixels કેટલા છે, display ના pixels કેટલા છે. Basically see the information which will help you establish an identity of the object.
about the phone.
Yes, about the phone, right? હા ચાલે, but basically છે ને એવી information કે જે object ને related છે, right? Information which is related to the object, textual or numerical information. So something things like this. હવે મોબાઈલ ફોન છે એમાં તો આપણે ઘણું વિચારી શકીએ. સીલિંગ ફેન છે એમાં શું આવે વિચારો. એનો object છે એની
It's
identity
RPM.
શું થાય? Ceiling fan જ થાય. Identity will be what?
Fan.
And right? Then
Its properties will be its RPM. At how much RPM
yes,
it runs.
yes.
Its warranty. Guarantee or warranty.
Guarantee or warranty period, fine.
Then copper winding or aluminum winding.
Right, same you can take these things, company કઈ છે,
Yes.
right? Model કયું છે, fan નો color શું છે, right? So this basic information related to an object, right? પછી ઘણી બધી વસ્તુ આપણે કરી શકીએ કે ભાઈ એનું build છે એ કયા material નું છે, right? Many things can be there, but right now some basic information will be there just for an example. So anyway, so these are the properties of a ceiling fan. Yes. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Yes. So now tell me. Functionalities will be what? What can you think? Functionalities are tasks performed by the object. Functionalities are tasks
Speed.
performed by the. No, see, speed will be a property because it is numerical information. See, speed will be a property because it is a numerical information. What can be the functionality of a ceiling fan? Think about this.
It revolves.
Yes,
Basically,
basically spinning, right?
spinning.
It is
Yes.
one of the functionality of the object. Then anything else? See, speed છે ન આવે, right? Speed is information, but changing speed will be there. You can change the speed of a fan using
Yes.
yes, power consumption. Again, that will be a property, right? See, again,
Property.
power consumption will be a property. Then functionalities માં બીજું શું આવે? કઈ બીજું એક મેઇન વસ્તુ ભૂલો છો તમે.
Start on off.
On off, right? Fan તમે on કરી શકો અને off પણ કરી શકો, right? Now come to right, let's move to a more known, more better, right, familiar object, that is again mobile phone. Mobile phone માં કઈ functionalities આવે વિચારો? What
Up and down.
functionalities? Yes. No, please repeat again.
Volume up and down, like increase, decrease of volume.
Right. So you can change volume and
Change the
Power
volume.
think about this. Think about, right? આ પછી એક main વસ્તુ આપણે ભૂલીએ છીએ ને.
Call anyone.
Calling,
Calling.
message,
Calling, messaging, then
chatting,
right. Think about feature phones. Smartphone ભૂલી જાઓ અત્યારે, right? ઓલા જે Nokia ના આવતા ને J2ME phones, એનું થોડું વિચારો, right? Think about them. What basic
Power on,
functionalities
off.
did they provide? Yes,
Radio.
power on, off. Then
playing songs,
radio, playing audio. Then so many is
Touch.
I hope
Games.
you are understanding, right? Yes, I hope you are understanding what I mean by these things. Identity of the object, properties of the object, and functionalities of the object. Now tell me, let's take an example of a projector. Identity શું થાય એની? Projector, right? Your classroom projector. What would be the identity? Projector. Right? Identity will be simply projector. What would be the properties?
Company name.
Yes, same things, right? These are some common things. Company name, then model,
Color.
color,
Color.
price, then dimensions, if you understand these. રાઈટ હાઈટ
Yes.
કેટલી છે width કેટલી છે રાઈટ ઓબ્જેક્ટ ની પ્રોજેક્ટર ની સાઇઝ બેઝિકલી ડાયમેન્શન
Length.
મીન્સ what size
Length
length and
ને
width and no see lens આવે
નહીં,
કે ના
length.
આવે છે lens આવે કે ના આવે
એટલે મીન્સ એમાં કયા કયા લેન્સ
see
એમાં કઈક અલગ
lens
અલગ ટાઈપ આવે છે ને ઈ.
યસ ડિફરન્ટ ટાઈપ્સ ઓફ લેન્સ પણ આવે રાઈટ પછી પ્રોજેક્ટર ની અંદર તો એવું હોય ને ભાઈ સર્કિટ બોર્ડ હોય ફેન
હા.
હોય રાઈટ lamp હોય lens હોય right these things are there but see lens is an object itself if you understand this lens is an object circuit please guys if you are not speaking please mute your mic right so lens is an object itself see lens is not text information or number information see try to understand this circuit board hoy projector ni andar again that is an object itself then fan again fan is an object itself right fan is not a property fan is an object lens is an object right things like this so an object can contain another object see try to understand this tamaru computer છે computer is an object computer ni andar ram hoy na RAM is an object itself. RAM size છે એ property છે but RAM itself is an object. Your hard disk or your SSD again that is itself is an object. HDD ke SSD size છે right that is information that is a property but itself HDD or SSD it is an object. Your display again it is an object. Your speaker it is an object. An object is composed of another objects if you understand this right. So think મેં તમને જે કીધું એ પ્રમાણે યાદ રાખજો property એટલે શું it is information which is either in text or numbers એના સિવાયની કાંઈ પણ જો property તમને યાદ આવે right it is most likely an object see for example ceiling fan છે એની અંદર motor હોય ને if you understand this now that motor itself is an object it is not a property of the object itself right of the ceiling fan but it is a separate object itself so an object is composed of other objects car છે ને best example છે car is an object but car ની અંદર બીજા કયા કયા objects આવે વિચારો think about this tell me
Steering wheel,
steering wheel right then engine yes then wheels then seat
Light.
right lights are there
each and
Yeah.
everything.
Navigation.
navigation system is the right navigation system is a system it is not an object but okay fine so I think you understand that a bigger object can be composed of smaller objects right so any information which is either textual or numerical it is known as a property of that parent object now properties are there functionalities ma શું આવે projector ni functionalities right what things will be there
Freeze, unfreeze.
આપણે લોટ નહીં છે.
વિચારો
Switch on and off.
right switch on and off is there because it is an electronic device see electronic device જેટલા હશે ને બધાયમાં on and off નો તો option આવશે જ right because an on button is there off button is there okay fine so on and off then what other thing is there think about this
Freeze, unfreeze.
freeze and unfreeze yes very nice then
Change, rotation,
yes so power
auto,
On, off.
adjustment,
rotation freeze and
settings, brightness
Zoom,
means
right.
brightness and all.
right so things like that these are the functionalities of the projector right so I hope you understand what is an object focus yes you can also change focus you can change brightness you can change the zoom level you can freeze or unfreeze the projector you can rotate the projection itself you can power on or off the projector now another thing
કેપેબિલિટી
હા શું કહો છો
એની કેપેબિલિટી એટલે ક્યાં સુધી કરી શકે એમ
yes again see that would be a property right duration પછી કેટલી વાર પછી બંધ થઈ જાય છે right generally એવું તો કોઈ રાખે નહીં but you can include that if you want so duration of the projector because see it is a time information it is a text information so it will be a property now એક main વસ્તુ આપણે ભૂલીએ છીએ project itself જે projection થાય છે right main display જે project થાય છે, right? That is one of the main functionalities of the projector. Now think about this. તમારું TV નું remote હોય, remote control, right? That remote controller, it is an object. Now, so that is the identity of the object. Then remote controller na જે information છે, for example, any length કેટલી છે, what is the color of that object, how many buttons are there on the object. So that is the property of the remote control. And functionality શું થાય, તમને જેટલા buttons દેખાય છે ને એ બધી functionalities થાય. Power on off છે, right? Switching the audio video and everything, changing the channels, changing the volume and everything, right? And bookmarking and ઘણી બધી functionality આવે TV ની remote માં, right? So I hope you understand what is an identity of an object, what are the properties of an object, and what are the functionalities of an object. So I hope these things are clear about, right? આ છે ને અત્યાર પૂરતું યાદ રાખજો કે ઓબ્જેક્ટ્સ ની અંદર આટલી વસ્તુ આવે. સો જે ફર્સ્ટ ચેપ્ટર છે C++ સબ્જેક્ટ નું, રાઈટ, એમાં આપણે આટલું બેઝિક્સ સ્ટડી કરેલું છે, રાઈટ? કમ્પ્યુટર વિલ ઓનલી અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડ binary language. So assembly language was there, assembly was hard, so C and C++ were there. Programming paradigms are different, there are different paradigms, right? ખાલી આ બે જ છે, હું જરૂરી નથી, બીજા ઘણાય છે. But in procedure oriented, everything is divided using functions, everything is solved using functions. In object oriented, everything is divided into objects. An object has three characteristics: identity, properties, and functionalities. Identity, that is the name of the object. Properties, that means variables. Properties are also known as variables, and variables are also known as data. Functionalities are also known as methods, and methods are also known as functions. If you understand this, so inside an object, again I'm telling this, in an object we will be creating variables which are known as the properties, and we will be creating functions which are known as the functionalities of that object. So I hope this is clear. In an object, variables will be there and their related functions will be there. So all of these things we will be discussing when we actually come to the topic of object oriented programming. So see, we are going to compare the differences between C and C++, right? આપણો lecture છે એ about 15 minutes મોડો start થયો તો એટલે આપણે 15 minutes more 10 minutes late start હતો એટલે આપણે 10 minutes more છે એ spend કરશું. Then I think 11:30 ના તમારે છે ને બીજું session. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
I think
Yes,
you
sir.
have another session, right, at 11:30. So you can just continue that meeting. Okay, see. Now see, so discussing the basics of C++, right? Basically some history of C++ will be there. What are the uses of C++, where it is used right now, some examples, right? So આપણે છે ને અત્યારે પહેલા આ બે વસ્તુ જોઈએ, right? History of C++ and application of C++. In history of C++, see, C++ is a middle level or a lower level, right? You can consider anyone you want. C++ is a middle level or a lower level language which was created by Zrain Strostrup, right? B છે silent છે, B is silent in the name. Zrain Strostrup in 1979 at Bell Labs. Zrain Strostrup 1979 Bell Labs, right? યાદ રાખવાનું છે આપણે, right? Exam માં આવે જ છે. Now see, C++ is derived from C language and another language called Simula 67. The Simula 67 was an object-oriented language. C is a procedure-oriented language. So C++ ની syntax છે એ બહુ similar છે. It is very similar to C language. Some differences are definitely there, but some basic things are there which are same as C language. Now, see, during this initial stage of development, C++ was called C with classes. C નું જૂનું નામ હતું આ C with classes. Now that was renamed to C++ because the developer of C++ considered the language to be an incremental version of the C language. If you remember, plus operator will increment by 1. So it is just a clever name if you understand this. C++ એટલે C નું incremented language છે, right? Incremented version છે, right? It means something like that. Now, C++ supports both procedure oriented programming and ઓબ્જેક્ટ ઓરિએન્ટેડ. સો આપણે જ્યારે C++ એકચ્યુઅલી પ્રેક્ટિકલી સ્ટાર્ટ કરશું ત્યારે આપણે સ્ટાર્ટિંગ તો આનાથી જ કરવાનું છે. We will be creating functions and everything first, then we will move on to the object oriented programming of C++, right? See, C++ is a superset of C, meaning any valid C program is also a valid C++ program. See, basically તમે જ્યારે પ્રોગ્રામ રાઇટ કરો છો C program, right? Let's take an example of dev C++. Right, you were creating C programs something like this: stdio.h has include conio.h. Main function was there, get ch return 0. આવી વસ્તુ હતી, right? clr scr તમે use કરતા પહેલા printf. hello હા ડેવ સી માં નહીં આવે, રાઈટ? બેસિકલી તમે ટર્બો સી માં આવી રીતે કરતા હતા. ડેવ સી પ્લસ પ્લસ માં CLR SCR આવશે નહીં, એની કઈ જરૂર જ નથી બેસિકલી. છે એ સેમ જ આવશે. નાઉ સી, so this is a C program if you understand this, but this is also a C++ program, because any valid C program is also a C++ program, because C++ is a superset of C language. See, C++ આવી છે પછી, C પહેલા આવી હતી 1972 માં, C++ આવી છે 1979, right? Please mute your mic. Gunja, please mute your mic. Right? Okay, fine, no problem. Right. Anyway, see, so this is a C program. આ જે familiarity છે આપણે stdio.h and conio.h, it is a C program. It is also a C++ program, because stdio.h it also exists in C++. C++ માં બેસિકલી છે ને સેમ વસ્તુ છે. આપણે એક ડેમો એક્ઝામ્પલ હમણાં લેવું જ છે C++ નું, રાઈટ? સો વોટ આઈ એમ ગોઈંગ ટુ ડુ ઇઝ હું આ પ્રોગ્રામ ડિલીટ કરી નાખું છું અહીંથી, રાઈટ? વી આર ગોઈંગ ટુ ક્રિએટ અ C++ પ્રોગ્રામ શોર્ટલી, અને C પ્રોગ્રામ પણ બનાવશું, અને બે વચ્ચે શું ડિફરન્સ છે ને એ જોશું આપણે, રાઈટ? સો બેસિકલી સી, it was later changed to C++ because it is an incremental version of the C language. It supports both procedure oriented and object oriented programming. Object oriented હમણાં નહીં આવે, એ પછી આવશે. We will start with procedure oriented. Now, use of C++. Basically, see, same as C, C++ is also used in various fields of software development, such as operating systems. If you want to create an operating system, if you want to make programs for embedded systems are basically user appliances, you can say that, kind of those things, right? જેમ કે CCTV camera છે, washing machines છે, projectors છે, right? MP3 players are there, then GPS systems are there, or all of these things can be considered embedded systems. So you can make software for embedded systems in C++. Performance critical software, કોઈને આનો ખ્યાલ છે શું છે આ વસ્તુ? Does anyone know anything about this? What is a performance critical software?
No, sir.
Okay, see, for example, take an example of a heart rate monitor. Hospital માં કોઈ દાખલ છે, for example, right? So anyone is admitted in hospital. Now, heartbeats છે ને, right? એ જ્યારે ડિટેક્ટ કરવાની હોય ને, એ રિયલ ટાઈમમાં ડિટેક્ટ કરવાની હોય. સી, રાઈટ? તમારું હાર્ટ બીટ થાય છે અને 1 મિનિટ પછી મોનિટર ઉપર દેખાય કે બીટ થાય છે, એ ન ચાલે. See, are you understanding this? Basically, see, these software are known as performance critical software, કે જેમાં speed of execution, right, it is very important. Heartbeat થાય છે, એ ભેગું heartbeat છે, એ detect થવું જોઈએ in that monitor. So basically, take another example. Airplane છે, aeroplane હોય, એનું જે પાઇલટિંગ સિસ્ટમ છે એમાં પાઇલટ છે. યસ, yes, exactly. Internet speed test તમે જો કરતા હો, right? Again, that can be considered a performance critical software. Now, we were taking an example of an airplane. See, let's complete that example first. Airplane માં પાયલટ છે, એ ટર્ન કરે તો 10 મિનિટ પછી ટર્ન ન થવો જોઈએ. It should be very fast, right? It should be very responsive. આપણે કાર ચલાવતા હોય, કારમાં કે બાઇકમાં તમે ટર્ન કરો અને 1 મિનિટ પછી ટર્ન લાગે, એ ન ચાલે, right? Because it is all a mechanical system. In smaller vehicles it is not a problem, but જે મોટા vehicles હોય ને, એમાં એવું બને કે it may be a digital system. So at that time, pilot turns the plane should turn at the same time, right? 1 minute પછી turn થાય એવું ન ચાલે. It can be very problematic. See, try to understand this. So these performance critical software are generally made in languages like C and C++. Then for compilers and interpreters, you can make a compiler, you can make an interpreter in C++. Generally, see, game development. તમે એન્ડ્રોઈડમાં આપણે ભાઈ ખબર જ છે પબજી અત્યારે રાઈટ ટાઈમ જ એવો છે કે ભાઈ આપણે એના સિવાય આપણી પાસે બીજું કંઈ છે નહીં, રાઈટ? ગેમ ડેવલપમેન્ટ, most of the Android games, most of the computer games, it will always contain some part of C++, C, right? So that is the thing. Game development, again, see, game development, games are performance critical software. તમે ગેમ્સ કોઈ ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ રમો છો, એમાં તમે કાંઈ એક્શન પરફોર્મ કરો છો, એ એક્શન થોડાક ટાઈમ પછી પરફોર્મ થશે. જો લેગ થાય છે ગેમમાં, no one will like that. See, try to understand this. So games have to be very performance critical, they have to be very optimized. So that's why C++ is an option for making games. Another thing is IoT. Does anyone know what is this? Internet of Things. કોઈને કાંઈ આઈડિયા છે આના વિશે?
યસ સર.
Yes, what is it?
ઓનલાઈન આપણે જે કાંઈ કરી શકીએ.
ના, ઇન્ટરનેટ ઓફ થિંગ્સ એટલે કે જે બી આપણી સરાઉન્ડિંગ્સ ની વસ્તુ છે ડે ટુ ડે લાઈફ ની, એને આપણે ઇન્ટરનેટ થી કનેક્ટ કરી, મીન્સ યુઝિંગ ધેમ વિથ ધ ઇન્ટરનેટ. જેમ કે આજકાલ ઓલી લાઇટ્સ આવે તેથી મોબાઈલ ફોન્સ થી ટર્ન ઓન એન્ડ ઓફ થાય છે, એવી રીતના.
Exactly, right? Smart appliances. It is a part of IoT. You can say that. Anything that is surrounded, right, in your home, basically you can convert all of them. You can make all of those devices to be connected with the internet. For example, refrigerator છે, air conditioner છે, right? તમારા ઘરની lights છે, even TV is there, right? So these appliances and these devices can be connected to the internet, so they can be controlled using a smart device, using a tablet or using a phone. That is a part of Internet of Things. અત્યારે ટાઈમ એવો છે કે તમે તમારું ડસ્ટબિન છે ને એ ઇન્ટરનેટ સાથે કનેક્ટ કરી શકો છો, રાઈટ? સો વી આર લિવિંગ ઇન very good times. Robotics, basically you can make some programs for a robot using C++. So see, these are just some of the things where C++ can be used. Now other things are also there. For example, તમે જે Windows operating system તમે જે browsers use કરો છો, for example this Google Chrome is there. So Google Chrome, it is also a part of it is also made in C++. So computer applications, desktop applications especially, right, they can be made in C++. So C++ has a very wide range of application. Now see, this is a very classic example of C++, hello world. Now આમાં તમે maybe થોડુંક તમે notice difference કર્યું હશે, right? Some differences are there, maybe you have noticed them. First one is C, પેલી જે header file છે ને એ જ અલગ છે.
C out, C in.
Right. Yes, C out છે. printf ની જગ્યાએ શું યુઝ કરવાનું છે આપણે? C out. Let's make this program first. એક નવો પ્રોગ્રામ બનાવીએ આપણે ડેસ્કટોપમાં. એ પ્રોગ્રામ સેવ કરી દઈએ, right? Yes, we are saving this program on the desktop. Save as. We are saving this on the desktop. Now I'll include કરવાની છે IO stream. Again I'm going to repeat, do not include stdio.h. એની જગ્યાએ હવે શું આવશે? IO stream, not iostream.h even, it is simply IO stream. બીજી કઈ ફાઇલ હતી જે conio.h છે એ જ છે, right? No differences are there at that place. But see, instead of stdio.h we are going to include the iostream file. Then another line will be there, using namespace std. This is compulsory. આ શું છે એ બધું પછી આવશે આગળ, right? There is a topic called namespace. It will be there, but this is important. આ છે ને વસ્તુ અત્યારે તમારે ગોખી જ લેવાની છે કે તમે બે files include કરો છો, right? Whatever includes are there, include them, and then after that you have to write this line using namespace std. Now after that you can create the main function. Main function માં જે get ch હતું એ તો આવશે જ, return 0 જે છે એ તો આવશે જ. આપણે void main use નથી કરવાના, right? If you are going to use void main, you can simply remove return 0, but we are not going to use it. I will explain why. There is a good reason for this, and in the future I will explain why there is a reason, right, why we are doing this. But we will be using int main and we will be returning 0 from that function. Now so printf આપણે જે યુઝ કરતા C લેંગ્વેજમાં આવી રીતે કંઈક હતું, printf then round brackets, in those round brackets, double inverted commas. In those double inverted commas, we were displaying a message, right? Instead of that, we are going to use cout. Now see, printf is a function. If you remember, printf is a function. Function છે એમ કેમ ખબર પડે? Because of these round brackets. A name is there, behind that name round brackets are there, so it is known as a function. But cout is a different thing. See, print કરવા માટે, display કરવા માટે C++ માં શું use થશે? cout use થશે. Now cout is not a function, cout is an object. Cout is an object. Now ખાલી અત્યારે એટલું જ યાદ રાખો, remember this for now. Cout is an object, it is not a function. What is the purpose of cout, how it is made and everything, એ બધું આગળ આવશે. અત્યારે કાંઈ યાદ રાખવાની જરૂર નથી. cout is an object, આપણે અત્યારે એટલું જ યાદ રાખવાનું છે. પછી મેસેજ ડિસ્પ્લે કરવા cout પછી શું યુઝ કરવાનું છે? ડબલ લેસ ધેન. ડોન્ટ ફોરગેટ ધીસ. Not any other operators, you need to use the double less than operator. This is the left shift bitwise operator. If you remember the operators in C, it is a bitwise operator known as the left shift, right? So e use કરવાનું છે અહીંયા, and then whatever message you want to display. Now again, જેમ printf માં double inverted comma ની અંદર write કરતા same વસ્તુ, you need to write your message inside double inverted commas. આવી રીતે ના કરતા. See, don't do this without double inverted commas, right? You just need to use double inverted commas to display any kind of message. Hello. And simply આને રન કરવા માટે સેવ કરો, અને dev C++ માં key છે F11, right? If you want to run something, just click on F11. So if you see, you should be able to see the output hello on the screen. So this is your first C++ program. Now બધાયનું task આજનું આ છે, right? You need to run your first C++ program. ખાલી આટલું છે એ રન કરો. Just a simple hello world program. Slides already તમને આપી દીધી છે. સ્લાઇડમાં already example present છે જ, right? So you can follow that slide if you want. Again, I'm going to repeat this for the last time. Hash include IOStream at the beginning. Spelling से mistake ना करता. ConIO using namespace std semicolon. The main function is there to display a message cout. It is not cout, it is cout. Cout no full form છે console output. It has a full form, console output. So cout double less than, in the inverted commas, hello, whatever message you want to display. Get ch, and because we are returning the int data type, so return 0. Save karo F11. So you should be able to see the message. So I hope this is clear for today. બધાયને આ વસ્તુ clear હોવી જોઈએ હવે, right? So are there any questions related to today's topics? Anyone? Right, now you can unmute your mic, all of you. કોઈને કાંઈ doubts છે આમાં?
No, sir.
Anyone? આપણે જે કાંઈ ડિસ્કસ કર્યું અત્યાર સુધીમાં એમાં કોઈને કાંઈ ડાઉટ છે? પ્રોસિજર ઓરિએન્ટેડ ઇઝ ધેર, ઓબ્જેક્ટ ઓરિએન્ટેડ ઇઝ ધેર, રાઈટ? પાછલા રિવિઝનનું થોડું આપણે પાછલા લેક્ચરનું થોડું રિવિઝન કર્યું, વોટ ઇઝ અ પ્રોસિજર ઓરિએન્ટેડ. Then we took a basic introduction of object oriented. Then we saw the basic introduction of C++. It was created by Jane Strostrup in 1979 at Bell Labs, right? C with classes એનું જૂનું નામ હતું, right? It follows both, it uses both object oriented and procedure oriented. Then we saw the basic difference between C and C++, કે ભાઈ IOStream આવશે, stdio નહીં આવે, printf ની જગ્યાએ cout use થશે. So the next session, right, આના પછીનો જે third lecture છે next week, in that lecture we will be discussing how to take input from the user using C++, right? And what other minor differences are there between C and C++. So I hope all of this is clear. So anyone has any kind of doubts?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, 40 jana present, right? Half of the people are present right now. Anyway, no problem. Okay, fine. So I think we should end the session right now. If anyone has any kind of doubts, right, you can let us know in the WhatsApp group or you can call us, right? So everyone have a good day and we will see you the next time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.